Hello everyone, let's solve this problem LeetCode209, the minimum size for subarray sum. So for this problem, let's check what the problem is talking about. So given an array of positive integers, names, and a positive integer target, return the minimum length of an contiguous subarray. So like names 1, names 2, numbers 1. Oh, this is L plus 1 till R minus 1 R. Okay, this is left to the right. Okay, so if the sum is greater than or equals to the target, if there's no such subarray, return 0 instead. Okay, so here is the example. The target is 7. The names, the array is 2, 3, 1, 2, 4, 3. So we are trying to check the subarray, and then the target equals to 7, the size of the subarray. Okay, this is basically the problem. For this problem, the subarray for 3 has the minimum length under the problem constraint. Okay, let's check the constraints here. The target greater equals to 1, smaller than 10 times to the power of none. Okay, the length of the array greater than 1, smaller equals to 10 to the power of 5. Okay, this is very important. I will show you guys. Okay, so for this problem, actually I just did this. Let's just delete this. Let me just delete all this. What happened to my mouse? 1 second. It's not even work. Okay, yeah, it's work. Okay, let's just delete this part. So for this problem, first, what we can do, we can start from the brute force algorithm. Okay, let's do this. That's definition. Okay, yeah, probably we're gonna need that one. So we start from here. Okay, for this problem, let's do this way. Let me just copy paste. I just did the summary. Oh, my mouse is not even work. I don't know why today. Okay, just 1 second. Okay, so for this problem, let's give this example. So here we do a brute force algorithm. So we have 2 pointer. Yeah, we have 2 variable. So I and j. So what we do, we start from I equals to 0. The index is 0. So we start from 2. And then we slide the j to here. That's a subarray. When I equals to 0, it's gonna be 2. When j equals to 0, it's gonna be 2. When j equals to 1, it's gonna be the subarray gonna be 2, 3, and j plus plus, the subarray is 2, 3, 1, and then 2, 3, 1, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4, 3. Okay, so this basically is when index I equals to 0, all the subarray, and then I plus plus, and j start from here too. The index of I when equals to 1, the j is gonna be 1, 2, and then we do the slide windows. That's basically what we do. Okay, so for this problem, if we do brute force algorithm, so we can do this. Okay, for this problem, what we do, so when I equals to 0, the j start from 0 till the end. So we have n number of subarray. And then when I equals to 1, we have n minus 1 subarrays. And then when I equals to 2, we have n minus 2 subarray. When I equals to the end, okay, the last one, the j can only be here. So we have one subarray. So the number of subarray for the brute force algorithm is going to be 1, 2, 3, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus n will be this one, and then the time complexity will n square. Okay, but for this problem, we will see. 1 second. So for this problem, this problem, let's check the constraints here. The number length greater than 1, greater equals to 1, smaller than 10 to the power of a file. So the time complexity n square is gonna be it's gonna be 10 to the power of 10. So we should actually go for smaller than 10 to the power of 8 computation. Okay, so this one, that means that the brute force algorithm is not really good enough for this problem. And then we see here, we see here the numbers I greater equals to 1, smaller than this one. That means all the numbers in the array, are positive. Okay, so there's no negative thing. So, and then the sum will be monotonically increasing. Okay, because every single element here is gonna be oh, my mouse is not working. It's positive. Okay. So let's think this way. Whenever we are trying to think about subarray, like the subarray, this problem subarray, that means it's a Windows, right? The subarray is a Windows. So all the subarray is when we're talking about all the subarray, we should think about sliding Windows technical. So for this problem, we do have another solution is two pointer plus sliding windows. Okay, we are using this algorithm. Okay, let's give the example. Let's give this example again. So here. So let's give this example, okay? So what we do, so we have a pointer I, we have pointer j. So what do we do for this problem? We have a sum. So we are calculating the sum of the subarray, okay? We also have the minimum number of the minimum length of the subarray who the target equals to 7 for this problem. So we initial this one is numbers length plus 1. Okay, we start from here. Okay, so what we do, we actually we start from I equals to 0, j equals to 0, the sum equals to 0 here. The sum equals to 0. We initial it as 0. And then the minimum equals to numbers length plus 1. Okay, it's greater than the we currently have it. So and then we check if when I smaller than the length, the numbers length. So what do we do? We just sum this numbers I here is 2 to the sum. Okay, so for this one it's gonna be 2. Okay, and then we check the 2 greater or equals to target 7, no, and then we add plus plus, and then we sum this one to the sum again, so it's gonna be 5, and then 5 is smaller than 7, so we add plus plus, and then we plus this again, it's gonna be 6. 6 is smaller than 7, so we add plus plus again, and then we add this 2 to the sum again, so it's gonna be 8. Okay, pay attention here. So when the sum equals to 8 is greater than 7, so what do we do? That means the start from here to here is greater. So what do? We just do we just do actually first we update the minimum. So the minimum right now the minimum is I minus j plus 1. So for this problem, it's gonna be 3 minus 0 is 3 plus 1 is gonna be 4. So here is gonna be 4. Okay, here is gonna be 4, and then we update the j. I mean the sum. We eliminate the current j. So here is 2. So what do we do? A minus 2 is going to be 6. Okay. And the j plus plus. And the j plus plus. And then we check the sum is greater than 7. No, it is smaller than 7. So what we do? We I plus plus again. And then we sum the numbers I to the sum. It's going to be 10 again. And then 10 is greater than 7. So what we do? We update the minimum again. So I minus j plus 1 going to be 4. So yeah, here is already 4. So we don't have to update. And then j plus plus. After j plus plus. After j plus, no, before the j plus plus, we minus this 3 from the sum. It's going to be 7. That means in this Windows, it's going to be 7. So we check this one is equals to 7. So what we do? We will continue because we are not in the boundary. Yeah, so we still update the minimum. So I minus j plus 1 going to be 3. Okay, so going to be 3. So here is gonna be 3, and then we minus the numbers j. So 7 minus numbers j is gonna be 6, and then j plus plus, and then we check the 6 greater or equals to 7. No, then we I plus plus, and then we added to. Now mouse is not even good enough. Okay, so we minus here is gonna be 9. Okay, so 9 greater than that. So we update this one. I minus j plus 1 gonna be 3. Here is a 3, right? So and then we 9 minus 2. Minus 2 is gonna be 7. Okay, and the j plus plus. J plus plus, and then we check this one greater or equals to 7. Yes. So what do we do? We just update this one. So I minus j plus 1 is gonna be 2. Here is smaller than 3. So we update this one is 2. And then we the sum minus the current the j is 4. So it's gonna be 3. The sum gonna be 3. 3 is smaller than the target and the I plus plus. Okay, then the I is greater than the length now. So we don't have to check more. And then we return the 2. We just return the 2. Okay, this is basically the algorithm. Okay, let's start the code. So for this problem, what we do? We start from if we don't have to check the numbers of length equals 0 because here we already have this condition is greater than 1. So if we don't have this constraints, we have to check the numbers of length if equals to 0 or not. If equals to 0, we just return 0. Okay, but we don't have to check this one for this problem. So we need I equals to 0, j equals to 0, and then this one is O equals to 0, and then we initial another variable is cur equals to 0, and then we initial the minimum number is the number star length plus 1. And then we have a while loop. The while loop I smaller than name star length. Okay, so we need to check the this one, and then we do the cur we don't have to use the cur. I don't think a cur is great. Like let's do sum. Okay, the sum of the. Let's do this one. Let's do sum is easier. Okay, so we numbers I. Okay, we sum this one to the numbers I, and then we check. And then we check if the sum greater equals to the target. If is greater equals to the target, what we do? We do update the mean. We update the mean minimum. Here is the minimum. There's a I minus j plus 1. Okay. Yeah. And then we do and a j plus plus a plus plus. Okay. This is what we do. And then we return the minimum equals to integer the max value. It's 0, otherwise it's gonna be min. Okay, so this is the code. Let's review. Let's talk about the code. Go through the code. So first, we define I equals to 0, j equals to 0, sum equals to 0, and this is the length, the initialize of the minimum. Here is no cur. Here is the sum. Okay, so what we do? We start from the numbers I here is 0, and we add it to the sum like I just showed you guys here, and then we check this one greater than the target. If greater, we update the minimum, this number of minimum, and minus the numbers j, and then j plus plus. Otherwise, we will keep on move the I pointer. I add once, okay. At the end, we just return this one. So, so this one, yeah, we just return this one. Okay, this is basically the problem. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time. Let's run the code. Some, oh, here is not equal. Sorry about that. Here goes some problem illegal. Okay, I know why. Maybe because. Okay, let's try again. Let's try again. Int cannot be converted to the Boolean here. Okay, so what we do, let's do this way. Let's just do this way. 1 second. Oh my. Okay, let's do this. Okay, it's accept. Okay, let's submit the code. It's wrong answer. That's interesting. Okay, let me figure out what's the problem. Okay, for this problem, I just updated here. So at the beginning, what I do, I just do is the initial, the minimum, this variable equals to numbers the length plus 1. But actually, we should use the integer the max and the value. So we need to update here. So if I update here, it will work for here. Let's try submit again. Okay, our algorithm faster than 100% Videla online submission for this problem. Okay, thank you for watching. I will see you next time.